Lighting at the back of the building, which is the S102, if that was to fail, then clearly these people have got light 24/7 around the back of the building, not during night hours. And also the 24/7 operation is again would be absolutely catastrophic if there was artists going down there. I want to see that those two conditions are not allowed to occur as best as is possible to do. One thing is you've got the JR coming up on the 16th of April. My thoughts are that whether the possibility of a deferment of this meeting to reconsider the facts after that JR might be worth considering.
Okay, there's a couple of points. Do you want to make comments on that?
Just to clarify in terms of the JR won't be held on the 16th of April. The High Court has agreed to stay the JR, so essentially hold the JR until the 16th of April, at which time they will make a decision as to whether the out-of-time JR is allowed. So that decision hasn't been made yet. And if they are minded to allow the out-of-time JR, then a JR hearing will be held. And as previously mentioned, the outcome of a potential successful JR would be to quash the flawed decision notice of the missing conditions and for the council to reissue a decision notice all of the missing conditions. And just to reiterate what Tracy said earlier, if that was successful and the new decision notice with all of the missing conditions was reissued, that would be a new planning permission, and the appeal process again would be open in the same manner as the decision tonight.
Okay. Any final comments, John? You've got 1.5 minutes of your 4 minutes left.
Thank you. I was going to make the point that again, whether we grant a new permission tonight or it is granted at the JR, which is what the JR is trying to achieve, that hours of restrictions will still be appealable equally, so bizarrely that therefore comes out to our deliberation and doesn't make a difference tonight. I would like to propose an amendment, and that is that we add an additional condition in line with the comments from residents to the effect that the outside lighting cannot be used other than during the hours of permitted HGV use. Obviously for the same reason, to protect the immunity of adjacent residential blah blah, copied and pasted from condition 11.
Thank you. I can ask Naz comments on that request.
So that is something that has been raised, and which was the condition which was imposed on the Section 102 order, and I think clarification has been provided in the update report, and it's that condition, in line with the hours of HGV movements, was imposed as a 102 order, was because the lighting condition was missed of the original permission, and therefore we were unable to request a lighting plan as the condition in the original permission when members resolved. We were unable to request that, and then so without a lighting plan, we didn't know what the lighting would be externally, and therefore we imposed time restrictions. However, here we had the opportunity to impose lighting condition, and the update papers did impose the condition, as Tracy said in the opening, which originally in the update papers was to comply with the lighting details submitted with this planning application. However, we did have a late representation late this afternoon to say that some of the lux levels did go towards one of the properties, and so therefore members recommend that the lighting condition in the update paper is amended to rather require the applicant to submit a scheme to be assessed by the council. Tracy, if I'm going to read that. Shall I?
So the condition to read, prior to the installation of any external lighting details, external lighting, sorry, I'll start again, I've missed a comment. Prior to the installation of any external lighting, details of external lighting, including security lighting, shall be submitted to and approved in writing by the local planning authority. The plans will show lighting proposed in accordance with BS 5489 standards. The development shall thereafter be carried out in accordance with the approved details. and the reason for the condition is to ensure that the development does not detract from residential amenity and appearance of the locality.
Want to make a short comment on that?
Yes, I didn't hear in that summary bit that that also means the lighting that's nearest to the residential houses can only be used during the hours of operation. Are you saying that's implicit in the lighting plan, that it would include hours of operation? Because if so, that addresses the concern.
It would include hours of operation. The lighting plan that was submitted with this planning application, as set out in the update report, the lux levels were in line with guidance, and so it was lux level 1 up to the boundary of the properties on Bessemer Court. And so that was considered acceptable in accordance with the lighting guidance post curfew, which is 11 p.m. Post 11 p.m. it requires a lux level near properties of lux level 1. Which was a level which was going to be throughout the time, so it didn't require a time restriction. However, one of the properties, the lux levels go to 2 and 3 due to an extension, which wasn't taken account to in the plans. So for the remainder of the properties, the lux levels are 1, which are considered acceptable post 11 p.m. So it was for that reason, for that one property, because we want to ensure that the lighting is mitigated correctly for the amenity for that property. So we are requesting a new scheme to be submitted, even if it is for that one property, to make sure that we are getting the right amenity mitigation for that property.
Thank you. That addresses the concern of Dennis making the amendment.
Andrew wanted to a very quick follow-up. No. Okay. I'm not saying that because I think my colleagues have said everything I would have said, and I hate being repetitive. I think we are going to make a decision now that's hopefully we are going to make the decision, and hopefully that the residents who are here tonight and represent the parish council will realise how seriously we've taken this since it was first pointed out what the problems were. We'd all like to wind the clock back 2 years and start again. We can't, so we are in a position that we can make the decisions that will hopefully mitigate to the best effect the residents in Bessemer Court, Telford Way, etc. So I think we now need to move to the recommendations. There are 2 recommendations. The first is to pursue the resolution that we took on the 8th of November 2018, and then the second recommendation is to grant planning permission with the amended lighting condition that we've just had clarified. Can I see all those in favour of recommendation A, which is to rescind the resolution made at the 8th of November Development Control Committee to grant planning permission subject to conditions under Section 106 agreement to require revocation of the original planning permission? All those in favour? That's 10. All those against? I wonder where the abstention is. Thank you, Paul. Okay, so now move on to the second part, which is the recommendation to grant planning permission, subject to the conditions recommended in Section 9 of the report and a Section 106 unilateral undertaking with the amended lighting condition I've read out and Tracy's already read out. Can I see all those in favour of that recommendation B? That's 10 for. Those abstaining? 1. So recommendation B is carried. So thank you very much for your attendance and hope that we can go forward and with the best way for the residents of the area. Thank you very much. I'll do a short turnaround now. I want to invite the people in for the second application.